A shocking pitch has been made for AEW Blood and Guts. Elsewhere, Tony Khan is said to be chipping away at an ex-WWE Superstar, and a top Impact star has been pulled from Slammiversary. More on that later on. Hello everybody, Jack and Ross here with the news. Fightful Select are straight in with some hot news regarding AEW Blood and Guts.
It's so spicy. Sources confirm Voices of Wrestling's report that CM Punk pitched himself as the 5th member of the Blackpool Combat Club's team for the upcoming Blood and Guts thingy inside the double cage.
Apparently, Fightful Select go on to say whether seriously or not, or whether he was actually expected the offer to be accepted, isn't yet known. But he has expressed his desire to work with the Elite in the past, but said that he's been told that it wasn't happening.
Neither team would want him, one source said. When asked about the issues with the BCC's John Moxley, we were told that Moxley wasn't opposed to the idea. However, as of 2 tweaks before the show...
2 tweaks?
The partners were already determined, so that's Eddie Kingston for one.
Yeah.
And other people for the other one.
Well, Ibushi's the one who's been rumoured for the Elite, isn't he?
He's been on the search, hasn't he? Kenny Omega.
He's been to somewhere. He never went home after it. Yeah, this is to me anyway. Do you think this feels like CM Punk doing it knowing that it wouldn't get accepted, so he looks like the bigger man going like, I'll team
that
with
sounds
it.
like something I should be saying as a non-CM Punk fan, and you as a CM Punk fan should be saying, no, Ross, he did it out of the generosity of his heart.
I know, but I just... As well as being a big CM Punk fan, I can also admit that CM Punk seems to be quite a big poo house. And this is poo housery, I think.
When I read it, I was just like, oh, fair enough. He's extended the old olive branch and things could happen. And obviously one side doesn't want to, and CM Punk's being noble and brave and whatnot, and he wants to. But now that you've thrown that spanner in the works, I just don't know.
I don't know either. The other side of the argument would be Fightful's report that the Punk has expressed. They're reminding us here that Punk has expressed his desire to work with the Elite in the past. So maybe, and when he made that comment about counterfeit Bucks on the first episode of Collision, didn't the Bucks respond in quite a good-humoured way on Twitter?
On Twitter, with a Twitter bio. That was a sign to me that everything had been sorted out, but then we've read the reports that they've had to keep them on opposite sides of the arena at Forbidden Door for the locker rooms. They haven't conversed on Collision or anything like that ever since that started, so I don't know. I just don't know.
Miss the good old days of AEW.
They should just lock them all in the cage and then just say just anything goes. Shoot, fight. That's how you sorted.
Speaking of AEW, in other AEW news, Chris Hero, formerly known in NXT as Cassius Ohno as well.
Oh no!
Just as illustrious as Chris Hero. He's been working as a producer for AEW Collision in the past few weeks. This comes off the back of a successful career as part of Ring of Honor, the various indie promotions as well, and a run in NXT, as I mentioned. On Twitter, a fan floated the idea of Hero being part of the Blood and Guts match. And everyone wants to get involved. And Tony Khan responded, "I'm chipping away on him." Yeah, I know. That's what I thought physically as well.
I guess it makes sense with the ties of Claudio Castagnoli potentially from the years gone by. But Tony Khan added, "I can't say for sure if I'll ever get him, but I'll keep chipping away at him on a weekly basis, and hopefully someday he'll crack. Either way, I love working with him. Well, at least one person in the relationship loves working with the other person."
Turn up to work every day, and Tony's like, "Do you want to get in this match?"
Tony, just leave us alone, man.
Chipping away every week. I'll be back next week to ask you as well. It would make sense, him and Claudio, former tag partners and everything, but it's been a while since I've not even thought about Chris Hero in the ring for a long time.
I just thought about it now, sat here at this table.
Yeah, I think it would be good.
I was listening to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard for the first time. It got uploaded later this week. I've listened for the first time in ages, and they floated. Conrad was being, Conrad when he goes like, "Oh, I know something, but I can't say what it is." Yeah. He said that Chris Hero's got something in the works, and he's going to wait for Chris Hero to announce it rather than him announcing it. So I guess this maybe means 2 + 2 = 4. I don't know.
I think those two potential people that are possibly or maybe not going to be in the Blood and Guts match, CM Punk and Chris Hero, they could be a tag team. They could be like, because Hero was rumored to be, he was meant to be the Roman Reigns position in the Shield, handpicked by CM Punk. So maybe CM Punk could make the Shield 2.0. I'm just fantasy booking.
I don't know. He's got a new son now, hasn't he? CM Punk, Jay White.
Oh right, yeah.
That film that begins with an L. I completely forgot about a game where he sees himself in the past. And
he's been singing the praises of Jay White, his son. as we've
Yes.
now confirmed on the news. Elsewhere, it seems like a new Saudi Arabia show for WWE has been revealed. WrestleNomics are reporting that WWE will return to Saudi Arabia, as we know, because the deal's, a 10-year deal or something?
10-year deal 2 times a year.
And the show will most likely be called Crown Jewel on Saturday, November 4th, the day before Fraser's birthday.
I thought you were going to say Guy Fawkes.
Well, that's why I'll never forget Fraser's birthday, because it's on.
And he set fire to Parliament.
And Fraser also tried to blow up.
Fireworks everywhere from Fraser. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's run through the rest of the premium live event calendar for 2023. Let's go alternating picks there. Jack, I'll start with August the 5th, which is a Saturday for SummerSlam at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan.
Then on September the 2nd, Payback at the PPG Paint Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Saturday, October the 7th, it's Fastlane at the Gamebridge Field House in Indianapolis, Indiana.
As we mentioned, on November the 4th, it's the pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. The name isn't yet confirmed, but it will likely be Crown Jewel.
And then Saturday, November the 25th, Survivor Series in the All-State Arena in Rosemont, Illinois.
What are they doing?
I thought that AEW bought that building.
That's AEW
That's the other one, isn't
territory.
it? It's the United Center.
Yeah.
This is the traditional wooden roof that Stone Cold Steve Austin loves from way back in the day.
I lay down on the mat and I love looking at the wooden roof, yeah?
No.
The reverberates the side, yeah?
Oh, it started off well. What happened there towards the end?
But interestingly, I think that might be the final sort of like as it looks for the premium live events, because last December there wasn't one, was there?
I love the little Christmas break.
It was lovely.
It
Yes.
helps us as content creators because December's quite a busy time.
And that's
so,
the most important thing.
Yes, absolutely. Not what the fans want. Elsewhere, now we're talking about Impact Wrestling because they released a press release which had some sad news in it. They said former Impact Wrestling World Champion Steve Macklin is unable to participate in the high-profile Slammiversary tag team match on Saturday, July 15th at the Sinclair College Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, Macklin was supposed to team with Bully Ray against the tag team, and I'm not reading this incorrectly, of PCO and Scott D'Amore.
Yes. Really good. Really good. Unfortunately, that won't happen now. Bully Ray will be getting a new partner. And I think, yes, that's right. Bully Ray will be announcing his new tag partner live today on Busted Open Radio.
Odds on it being someone like Tommy Dreamer
If
or
it's
Rhino.
Tommy Dreamer, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. And I think... I can't remember who it was, but someone within Impact was saying, like, along the lines of whoever it will be will have to walk into the danger zone, basically, against PCO. And also, they were going like, PCO's so scary, so violent, and Scott D'Amore has all this experience in the wrestling business. He does,
Scott
yeah.
D'Amore once approached me at Wrestling MediaCon a few years ago and thought we'd wrestled each other in 2002 over here. He's like, I know you don't. I was like, no, you don't, Scott D'Amore.
Did he give you that? Nice to see you again,
Yeah,
brother.
sort of like, oh yeah. Just stood in a very dingy, dark room.
Apparently, Scott D'Amore wrestled The Rock. It was one of The Rock's only ever pre-WWE matches.
Flex Cavana.
I don't know whether The Rock was good. Oh, I guess so. Yeah. But Scott D'Amore was one of his opponents in the '90s before he went to WWE.
And that's the main reason why The Rock made it as high as he did.
Yes.
Is that match against Scott D'Amore.
I have to say, I interviewed Scott D'Amore at that Wrestling Media Con. He didn't think that he'd wrestled me in the 2000s, which is a shame. But he thought I was the ref or something.
Yeah.
But he was a really insightful guy. You got the impression talking to him that he knows what he's doing. And I wouldn't be surprised if Impact's recent surge of consistency. Can you have a surge of consistency?
Of course you can. You can go whoomp and then just stay there.
I reckon a lot of that's probably got to do with him behind the scenes, if I can just guess that.
He seems he knows what he's doing,
He does.
doesn't he?
But now he's in this match. One thing which was unfortunate is that they built up Steve Macklin as their new dominant champion, and then he lost it to Alex Shelley, and then he got injured in the rematch in Australia. So they've had a bit of bad luck recently with injuries.
Cursed. Did you see Bully Ray's comments over the weekend about AEW Collision? Saying, I've got better things to do on a Saturday night than watch wrestling.
To then watch wrestling.
Yeah,
he's obsessed with wrestling. Bully Ray.
Someone pointed out that he's wrestling for a smaller show on a Saturday night next week, which I thought was quite funny and a nice way to end the news.
Yeah.